Hello, and welcome to my course, Web API Development using MVC, where you'll learn the skills you need to become proficient at C# Web API programming using the MVC model. So why should you take my course? I've been a professional developer and top-rated trainer since 1986. I'm going to show you real-world concepts, not just language syntax. I'm going to help you break down those complex subjects into easy-to-understand steps. I'm also going to be giving you sample code, hands-on labs, and links to other technical references and answers to any questions you may have on my course material. So please take some time and subscribe to my channel, Paul D. Sheriff. My name is Paul Sheriff. I have a passion for teaching. I've been training developers for over 35 years through books, video training courses, articles, blog posts, and a speaker at many conferences and user groups around the world. I'm a mentor for high school and college students. I've run a software consulting business for over 30 years, and you can contact me at psheriff@pdsa.com and be sure to check out my website, pdsa.com, for more on my blogs and my articles. This course applies to all versions of .NET, so all versions of C# are supported in this course. I have many full-length courses on my YouTube channel. C# Fundamentals, Object-Oriented Programming, Minimal Web API Development, Web API Development using MVC, Start and Run a Successful Business, and lots more coming. Please subscribe to my channel, Paul D. Sheriff. So why should you learn Web API Programming? Well, it allows you to make data behind a firewall accessible. It communicates over the HTTP protocol. This is great for separation of services, because any client can now call these APIs. So if you're running from Angular, React, or JavaScript and jQuery, or maybe mobile applications, you'll be able to access the web APIs you learn how to create in this course. Who should take this course? Well, if you're a developer and you need to expose data from your company, you're using Angular, React, or other front ends, and you want to communicate and get data. Maybe you're a manager who needs to communicate better with their programming team, or a QA person who needs to understand how to call web APIs and test them. What you're going to learn at the end of this course is you'll know what is a web API, you're going to learn how to build an MVC-style web API project, you're going to use PostMan, Swagger, and JavaScript and jQuery to call web APIs. You'll create several web API routes. You're going to return JSON or XML data. You're going to add logging and exception handling. You're going to create a full set of CRUD APIs. You're going to add cores to allow cross-domain calls. You're going to learn how to secure web APIs and make asynchronous calls. To watch this course, I'm going to assume that you are a C# developer. You can use Visual Studio or VS Code. You have a basic knowledge of web programming and a little bit of entity framework knowledge as well. Let me go briefly through what's covered in this course. What is a web API? Create a web API project and test using Swagger and Postman. Getting started with controllers and return types. How routing works. Using dependency injection. Add logging to web API calls. Add exception handling to your web API calls. Create a base controller class to reduce duplicate code. Reading configuration settings efficiently. Formatting JSON and XML input and output. Call web APIs from client side and set up cores. Organizing the program.cs file for readability, securing web APIs with JSON web tokens, get data from a database using the entity framework, adding, editing, deleting, and validating data, create searching methods, and making asynchronous API calls. I highly recommend that you take the time to do the labs. These are step-by-step instructions to solidify your understanding of the topics taught in this course. Labs and sample code are available at pdsa.com/YouTube. And while you're at it, please subscribe to my channel. Join me on your journey to becoming a web API programmer.